This is a 1-iron, a Titleist 1-iron, a brand new one that they've just brought out. Now, I've not hit a 1-iron for a long time. This looks chunky, it looks like it's got a bit of meat behind it, but you all might know 1-irons aren't particularly easy to hit. Let's see how this performs. Can I rip the new U510 1-iron? Oh yes, I'll take that. Hi guys, I'm Rick Shiels. If you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and leave us a comment down below. Now, two new utility irons from Titleist. We've got the U500 and the U510, two slightly different head shapes. The U500 is a little bit more compact and is available in a 2-iron, a 3-iron and a 4-iron. It's got tungsten weight in toe and heel to give a little bit more forgiveness. Reminds me so much of the TaylorMade P790 UDI iron. Without question, it has such that shape, and even the Callaway UT Apex iron as well. It's a good looking iron, it's got to be said. I like the shiny chrome on it. It's got a lot of nice features. Then you have this one. This is the 510 iron. Again, comes in 4, 3 and 2, but is also available in a 1-iron, which you saw me hitting that opening shot. Now the U510 is much chunkier, much wider sole, but from the top still has that nice, fairly kind of thin top line, but you can see that big chunk on the back. Now this really is more of a hybrid replacement, more for your higher handicapper who wants to get the ball up in the air. Both have forged faces, both feature tungsten in toe and heel to give forgiveness, and that is that. But really, the club that caught my eye was this rascal, the 1-iron. 16 degrees. This is the 510, so the chunkier version, and honestly, I could just imagine this being an absolute rocket. It's gorgeous. It's a good looking club. The only thing, like say, that kind of semi puts me off is just that back edge has got a little bit of chunk to it, but I suppose it offers a little bit of confidence. So 1-irons. Now, they used to be around loads back in the day. 1-irons were so popular. A lot of 1-irons were almost used instead of drivers back in the day. But the old saying now is almost only God can strike a 1-iron. Certainly that came from the very bladed 1-irons. This is anything but bladed. So before we do some more hitting out on the course, I want to see how far this 1-iron goes. I've got GC quad, I've got 5 balls. Let's give it a rip and let's see what sort of carry distance I'm getting from this, and see if it's as forgiving as it looks. Nice. That's the problem with a 1-iron. If you don't hit the middle, you get punished. Oh, nice. Yeah, that flight for me is so much higher than what I'd normally see with a 1-iron. It's up in the air and it seems long. Out the 5, I hit one stinking golf shot. Right from the toe, got punished severely. But on average, certainly on the good shots I hit, I was carrying it around 245 yards to 250 yards of carry distance. So you can imagine that's just gonna roll, but maybe not as far as your traditional 1-iron because it was much higher in the air. When it was caught in the middle, it was loud. It has a hollow head design, so it has that kind of loud, cracky noise to it. Behind the ball, again, it's not the best looking. It's a bit ugly with certainly that back edge, but it does give you a bit of confidence. And that's the one thing that surprised me with this club was the height. When it was struck in the middle, it was up in the air, and that's different to a lot of 1-irons I've hit in the past. In fact, totally different. So the price of the Titleist U500 and the 510s, now at the moment of filming, these prices haven't been confirmed, but I will put the confirmed prices in the description below. They're going to be around about the £250, so I would guess nearer to $300 per iron. So they're pricey, but if it is going to be a replacement for a hybrid or a fairway wood, or even some players' drivers, it might not be a bad investment. Right, that's the hitting done. Let's get on the course and have a little bit more fun with this 1-iron. So as you can see off the tee, it was ripped. My concern is the height of the shot though, because for me a 1-iron is all about the stinger. Can I still hit a low stinger with the 1-iron? I've got an idea. Let's have a go at this. This is my idea. I put a bottle up on the hill there just above the bunker. Now that requires one low stinger. Got the 1-iron, I've got 5 balls. Can I sting the bottle off the hill? Let's see. This is going to come out super low. Oh, that wasn't far off direction. It's a little bit higher and that is on it. Oh, not quite. Well, weirdly, after 3 shots, I actually need a little bit more height. I think I'm trying to play it too low. Right, come on, 2 more. Oh, I like that flight for a 1-iron. And it's actually quite an easy 1-iron shot to hit, that low stinger, because there's a bit of weight behind the club head. It kind of makes it feel a little bit easier. Right, 1 more shot. Let's sting this off the hill, come on. Oh, it's ripped, but that is nowhere near the bottle. The good news, a stinger can be played with this 1-iron, which is something I was worried about off the tee. So this will be an interesting test. 18th hole, par 5, I'm 250 yards to the middle of the green. Now this is where a long iron, struck well, could find the green. And with this, the U510, with that wider sole, it's supposed to be more like a hybrid. And what I saw off the tee, it worked. It went up in the air, and as you saw a minute ago, I can still hit a stinger. So, can I hit a decent shot off the fairway with the 1-iron? Because that's, on paper, not a particularly easy shot to hit. But let's see if this can do the job. So, 250 yards into this green. Oh, that's gone a bit left, low left. And this is where I think this club could be a little bit harder to hit. I think off the floor you don't get as much forgiveness, so you've got to make perfect connection. Let's have another go. It's okay, it was a little bit heavy. Just what I'd worry about this club, certainly in this loft, is it only a one-dimensional club? Is it only good for stingers and only good off the tee? Because so far that proved difficult off the fairway. I'll go 1 more. Okay, that's good. That is middle of the green. I think the thing is with a 1-iron or any utility iron, and this is something to always note, speed is key. If you don't have that speed, how are you going to get it up in the air? Now, a much more challenging shot would be this one over here. Now, this isn't particularly long rough, but it's rough that if you had a hybrid or a fairway wood, you'd still feel quite confident getting this out. It's got a little bit of, almost covers the club head in the degree, the depth of this longer grass. Can a 1-iron be hit out of this? Oh, that has gone miles left. In fairness to the shot, it was a good strike, but I feel with very little loft, even though that wide sole is helping me a little bit, it's gonna always be a challenge out of this long grass. It's always gonna require the most perfect strike that can be delivered. And even then, when it's pretty a good strike, there's just no level of forgiveness. I worry that this club is very one-dimensional and really only suited to a faster swing speed, which would be a real shame. I had some fun with the U510 1-iron. It wouldn't be fair if I didn't give this a rip. This is the U500. Now this doesn't come in a 1-iron. The lowest loft is the 2-iron, which is 18 degrees. This is a very good looking golf club. This very much reminds me, as I mentioned, the TaylorMade P790, the UDI TaylorMade, or even some regard, even though the finish is different, like the Gapper Low. Even Callaway brought one out like this. A lot of the brands are bringing out hollow-headed driving irons, and this is the first one. Well, not the first one in Titleist defense, but it's the newest version. Slightly more streamlined head. I'd be interested to know, does it feel much different and does it sound much different? I love the look of that club head. So I've come a little bit closer to this last hole, 245 yards. Oh, that's a bit of me. That is right in the middle of the green. To be fair, it's actually ran through a little bit longer. That came out like a rocket. Two noticeable differences, sound and feel. Sound was more dull. Sound wasn't as tingy or as noisy or as somewhat kind of offensive. That had much more of a dull sound, which I liked. And the flight was exceptional. Not as high, even though weirdly it's more lofted. That came out much more like a bullet 2-iron. Oh, I'm loving that flight. For me, the shot shape you get off this one definitely suits me a little bit more. I think the 1-iron has a place, potentially. Not quite sure with what golfer, but I think this 2-iron will be in that same category as the clubs I mentioned earlier. Those utility driving irons now that have become much more popular, and I am loving this one. Oh, just a little bit to the right. They are the new Titleist utility irons, in conjunction coming out with the hybrids as well, the TS lineup. A couple of things I know, good looking golf clubs. There's definite differences between the U500 and U510, noticeable visual differences and performance, sound differences, but it's nice to see a 1-iron showing up again. This in a 1-iron would be mean. That'd be a real mean club. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash like, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave us a comment down below. Do you use a long iron, or are you more of a hybrid player? Thanks for watching, stay tuned, lots more to come. We shall see you next time. That's a good looking club.